Film Companion gets you your film fix. Hit the bell icon and subscribe to get notified every time we drop a new video.
This video is brought to you by Mubi, a curated streaming service showing exceptional films from around the globe. Get a whole month free at mubi.com/Anupama. First, consider the numbers. A Suitable Boy is an adaptation of Vikram Seth's book, which at nearly 1500 pages is one of the longest novels ever published. The series was originally constructed as 8 parts, which then director Mira Nair condensed into 6. There are over 100 characters. The plot, set in 1951-52, hopscotches between the fictional city of Brahmpur, Calcutta, Delhi and Lucknow. The story revolves around 4 families who are connected by marriage and friendship, the Mehras, Chatterjees, Kapoors and Khans. And at the center of this sprawling saga is Lata, a smart-spirited 19-year-old literature student whose mother insists that she will find her a suitable boy. It's a lot, so much in fact that some characters could carry off their own spin-off series. Like Saeeda Bai, a courtesan based on Begum Akhtar, played with exquisite grace and ache by Tabu. Saeeda is an artist in the way that Umrao Jan was. She's also a survivor. Put to work at 15, she understands the brutal ways of the world, but she finds solace in her music and poetry. Maan, Saeeda's lover, the hot-headed and passionate son of a reputed politician, could also sustain his own narrative. Maan is much younger than Saeeda, but that or their religious and class differences mean little to him. He's besotted. Ishaan Khatter as Maan combines vitality with childlike naivety and vulnerability. Maan is tempestuous, unpredictable and flat-out foolish, all of which makes him fascinating. The story hints that Maan and his closest friend Feroz were intimate at some point. In the first episode, Feroz brushes a rose petal off Maan's shoulder with the affection of a lover, but this isn't explored any further. Perhaps because there's so many other entanglements of the heart to dive into. Chief among them, Lata and her 3 suitors. There's Harish, the shoeman, steadfast, stable and generous. A man who offers a calmer rapport. Amit, the suave poet, charming and elegantly intellectual. And my favorite, Kabir, the college friend, cricketer, poetry lover and unfortunately the most unsuitable because he happens to be Muslim. The ebb and flow of human relationships plays out against the backdrop of a newly independent India. As Lata seeks to forge her destiny, so does the country, still reeling from the horrors of partition. A Suitable Boy was written through 1992, the year of the Babri Masjid demolition, and published in 1993. Seth, writing about characters in the 1950s, spoke to that time, but also to the early 90s, capturing the tragic fraying of a secular India. Sadly, the patterns of history repeat themselves. The scenes of the local Raja stirring trouble by building a temple right across a mosque, or an opportunistic fixer winning the elections by playing the religion card could be from present day. Every episode of A Suitable Boy is stuffed with plot, passion, conflict, faith, and the endless push and pull between tradition and modernity, love and duty, and above all, family. It is, as Karan Johar told us nearly 2 decades ago, all about loving your parents. This tumultuous story is brought to life by a busload of terrific actors. Among them, Rasika Duggal, Vijay Varma, Vijay Raz, Ram Kapoor, Shahana Goswami as Lata's siren sister-in-law Meenakshi, Randeep Hooda, who mostly has to show us his muscle chest and seduce, and newcomer Danish Razvi, who has all the makings of a Bollywood hero. And then there's Tanya Maniktala as Lata, a lovely, lively actor. We often said about Madhuri Dixit that her smile lit up the screen. Tanya is a direct descendant. But some of the performances that these actors deliver are bewilderingly broad. In one episode, Meenakshi and her sister Kuku enter a maternity ward singing. They border on caricature. And Manoj Pava, otherwise a superb actor, also goes a few notches too loud as the Raja. As does Mahira Kakkar as Lata's mother. In some scenes, she's affectionately fussy. In others, she's uncomfortably shrill, like this was a soap opera. There are stretches of clunky passages in the 6 hours, but the biggest stumbling block is language. A Suitable Boy has been produced by the BBC, primarily for a Western audience. The series has been written by the acclaimed British writer Andrew Davis. The language is mostly English with a smattering of Hindi and Bengali. It's odd to see characters in an Indian village speak to each other in English. In some scenes, the dialogue is painfully banal. A standout is Meenakshi telling her lover, "Nothing suits you except your birthday suit, come on, get your things off." Or Lata saying plaintively, "This is a stupid world we live in." And the accents are decidedly odd. When characters speak Hindi, like Vijay Varma's Rashid with his father played by Vijay Raz, or Saida Bai with her maid Bibbo, the flow is much more natural. What helped me get past the language hurdle were the sweeping emotions. I was hooked by the many tangled lives. As a director, Mira isn't afraid of melodrama. A Suitable Boy is filmy in the best sense of the word. The scenes between Maan and his parents, who are heartbroken by his wayward ways, are moving, as is Maan and Saida's doomed love story. The sentiment on screen lands. The characters and the choices they made whirled in my head for days after. I also found pleasure in the sheer beauty of the visuals. Production design by Stephanie Carroll and costumes by Arjun Bhasin, and the music by Alex Hefs and Anushka Shankar. I haven't read Vikram Seth's novel, so I have no point of comparison. But Mira and her crew deliver a visually sumptuous saga which, despite the sizable bumps, is ultimately satisfying. You can watch A Suitable Boy on Netflix. And now to tell you a little more about Mubi. It's a film streaming service that premieres a new film every day on each channel, showcasing the best of Indian cinema on their Mubi India channel and international classics on Mubi World. This week, I recommend you check out Mira Nair's debut film Salaam Bombay, which is streaming on Mubi Library, and also look out for Share and Kissa featuring Rasika Duggal. For more reviews like this, subscribe to Film Companion and don't forget to check out our website filmcompanion.in.